Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another day of the Some Assemblage Required unboxing of the Advent calendar. And today I have a small package. It's the 22nd, and I've been opening a package every day since the 1st of December. And then I put you on pause or turn off my video, go pull photos and papers and such, and create a layout. And so I'm going to do the same today. So today's the 22nd. It's a small one, but you know what they say about small packages. Good things come in them. So let's check it out. My hands are so dry, you guys. I can barely get the paper pulled. This is super cute. I think I'll keep this one. I haven't kept every single envelope because that's a lot of envelopes, but I think I'll keep this one. It's a great size. Ooh, there's two things, and I always open them upside down. Okay, so we have a clock that says, do it or don't. Time will pass anyways. And then we have an hourglass and a clock, and these are like the sketchy kind. I don't like this one. Probably started with one line, and one line like makes the whole thing or something like that. It's really cool. Okay, I'm gonna have to think about what I'm gonna use for this. So I'm gonna step away, go figure out what I'm going to use photo-wise, and then I will be back. Okay, so this actually sat on my desk overnight because it was kind of late when I started this, and this is one of the reasons that I ended up with my kit a little bit early, because I knew there was going to be some days that were going to be difficult for me to get things done, and this was one of those days. So anyway, I decided to go ahead and pull in more of this shimmery wood grain, which I used at the beginning of the month. It is, I think, from Hobby Lobby, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, it's super shimmery and shiny and silvery. And I thought it worked really well because in the photos, there is a layer of snow on a lot of things, and you know how it gets that shimmery look to it. I decided, yeah, I was just going to play off of that. So because I have the piece, the time pieces, I'm going to use the two smaller ones, the hourglass and the little circular clock. I'm not going to use the big one that says do it or don't. I decided not to use that one. But I want to play on the fact that there are clocks and such. So I pulled out a bunch of stamps that I have. These are all from really old stamp sets. The one on the right hand side that you see on the desktop there is from Kaisercraft. It's very old. I don't even know that they're even making scrapbooking stuff anymore or even around. I have no idea. And then one of them is, I believe, a Close to My Heart set that I don't know if I got it from MK or somebody else, but it's been in my stash for a couple of years already, and I don't know that I've even I think I've used it once or twice before, but it's been a long time. And then the other one is, I believe, Stampendous, maybe, and it actually has a jack-o'-lantern on it with gears and a clock. It's a very like steampunk Halloween looking piece, but I just stamped the edge that has the gears and the clock. I didn't want the jack-o'-lantern, obviously, because I'm not doing anything that is Halloween related at all. I did stamp these off onto an additional piece of paper and then cut around them to make a mask, and that is what I'm using here with my my magnets from Glassboard Studio. So the glassboard on my desk is magnetic, and the little pawns that you see there, the white pawns, those are magnets, and that's what's holding those in place. And I love it because it makes it so easy to do things like this. I don't have to worry about tape or things wiggling around. They hold really well and they're super strong. Also, I love my glass mat because I can do mixed media. You can see my stamps are kind of going off of the edge there. And even though it is the archival ink, which is permanent, it's going to clean up fine on the glass mat. Now, I wouldn't leave it for a really, really long time. It may not come off easily then, but I think with a little bit of like hand sanitizer, which has alcohol in it, it would come off. But yeah, it's going to wipe right up. It's not going to be a big issue at all. So I'm just kind of getting a little topsy-turvy with some of these. I'm not worrying too much about the orientation of any of these clocks. I don't necessarily need them to be perfectly upright. This is going to be the top of the paper. I have it kind of flipped upside down at the moment. And so the top border is going to have this whole clock pattern going on. I am also going to bring in a stencil. You can kind of see the tip of the stencil off on the right hand side of my desk there. I'm going to bring that in with a little gray ink. My blending brush has ink on it already, and I did not refresh the ink at all. So I couldn't tell you what color it is because it's kind of a mix of whatever gray I had previously used, or grays that I have previously used. And then I'm using some mint tape and the masks that I've already used to block off the stencil so I don't get additional snowflakes in areas that I don't want them. So I'm just kind of filling in the blank areas here, and that's going to kind of complete the whole top of my border. So I'm not getting super colorful on this layout. I'm kind of going with the tans and the browns and the grays. Most of the color is in the photos, which is the blue, and I'm just going to kind of leave it at that. I'm not going to bring in a ton of other color. I, in fact, had some felt snowflakes that my husband brought home from his work. They're like ornaments, I guess. And I'm going to bring those in also, but they're kind of gray and grayish. So that's not even going to add a whole lot of color. Not that snowflakes would necessarily add a lot of color anyway. But yeah, I'm just keeping it super simple with the colors because I've already got a lot going on. I've got the snowflake motif going on, and I'm trying to bring that up to the top of the layout by adding these snowflakes through the stencil. But I've got my paper that has snowflakes on it, and I have the wood grain. So lots of kind of things going on here. You can also see that I have changed my clothes. We ended up going out to dinner for my husband's birthday, so I had to change for that. And so it looks like I've done this over a couple of days, but it definitely wasn't over a couple of days. And I just started it late one night and then finished it the next day. Well, I didn't start it. I opened the package and pulled out a few things and then left it at that. You may remember these little clock hands from a previous day. I think it was that from yesterday? Oh my gosh, you guys, it's all running together. I'm voicing this one late at night, and my other one was voiced a couple of days ago. So yeah, the clock hands were from yesterday, but I'm going to use them today. So yay for me using up more of the stuff that came in the advent calendar. I really like them. I thought they worked really well with these clocks that are up at the top. And then I am just using the brown that was already on this tan blending brush to go around the top edges to kind of bring in more of the brown that I've got at the bottom of the layout. I'm liking how that's looking. Also inking up the top of my paper, my snowflake paper here, which I did use the distress tool on, and then I just tapped a little bit of black ink off onto it to bring the black down a little bit so that it kind of has a, I don't know, I'm just tying it all together with the colors, I guess is the best way to say that. And I'm liking how that's looking. I don't feel like, I don't know. it looks very disjointed right now, but I think when all is said and done, it doesn't look disjointed. So hopefully you don't feel like it looks disjointed either. And if you do, I guess it's a good thing it's going in my album and not yours. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about that. But yeah, it was feeling a little disjointed at first, but I think once it's all put together, it looks okay. Okay, so in case you're wondering about what these photos are, this was our trip to Idaho for Thanksgiving this year. So these are, hot off the press types of photos. And um, it's always really interesting when we're trying to go to Idaho in the winter. And the reason for that is we've got to go over the Sierra Mountains, which has Donner Summit and or Donner Pass and the summit, and hitting it at the right time when it's not going to be icy is pretty important for us. We can drive in snow, it's not a big issue, but we are pulling a 16-foot trailer that is loaded. So nobody really wants to be pulling a 16-foot trailer over a pass that is icy, and neither one of us really want to stop to do the whole chains and everything. So we watch the weather pretty closely. We watch to see if chain controls are in place where we're going to have to stop and potentially put on chains and all of that good stuff. And we end up taking more. We end up going halfway one day and then halfway the next day, because once we get over the mountain into Reno, it's all pretty good until we have to go north through this one area, which is what these photos are of. This area gets icy and it gets there is a layer of snow on it, but hitting it at the right time when the ice has had a chance to melt is kind of important for us. It is a 2-lane highway, meaning 1 lane in each direction, and there's not really any shoulder anywhere. So it's not like you can pull off and put chains on or anything like that. And so we're pretty conscientious about making sure we hit it at the right time. So that is kind of what this whole layout is about. Is my title is going to be "It's a Matter of Time," and then I had this. I apologize, my cat is going crazy. I had this 3x4 card that had all these words on it, like "Joy to the World." You can see up at the top one that says "Let It Snow," one that says "Winter Wonderland," "Deck the Halls," and such. And so I cut it apart, and I'm going to use the one that says "Let It Snow," but I'm changing it to say "Don't Let It Snow," and I'm going to use the little clock face as the O in "don't." And I just happen to have these wood veneer letters that are silver, and so I decided to go ahead and use those. I guess they're silver-ish. And they worked really well with this layout, almost monochromatic. This actually does have a very monochromatic feel to it. I thought about using the piece that says "ho ho ho" instead of saying "ho ho ho," flip it upside down and say "o o o," but I didn't end up using it, but I thought it would be really cool if you did. And then I am going to use these wood veneer letters that you see over on the left-hand page to make the word "time." I'm going to use one of those clock faces on the M. That is the only M that I found that was wood veneer, that was not a painted wood veneer. So it is what it is, and I kind of like the way that it looks with all those holes in it. And the title over here, well, the wording over here is going to say "Just a Matter of Time," which it really is a matter of time. What happened was I ended up getting off of work early that day, and so we were able to make it over the summit around 5:30, and we were sitting there watching the temperature drop. Every, I don't know, less than a minute or two, it was going down by a degree. It got down to about 24 degrees, but the sky was clear, so it wasn't snowing. It was foggy in a couple of areas, which is what that first photo is. It's the the fog in one area, and it kind of nestled in a valley up on the top of the mountains. And so we were like, okay, is it gonna clear up? Is it gonna stay foggy? Is it gonna snow? Is it gonna what is it gonna do? And it stayed clear for us going all the way over, which was great. And then the other photos were the next morning. The snow had come in. We did hit some patchy fog in that area as well, but the sky was beautiful. The snow was beautiful on the ground, and in fact, the night before, when we fueled up before we got to the hotel, there were snow flurries and everything when we were taking our stuff into the hotel and everything. But by morning, it was nice and clear, and we were good to go. So, yep, it's always a matter of timing in the winter as to when we are able to make the trip. We're well aware that we could make this trip probably regardless, and potentially have to use chains and all of that stuff, but it's not something we want to do. So we'd rather just, look at the weather and plan for the best time, and that's what happened on this trip. We were very blessed and thankful that that it didn't snow for us, and we didn't have any ice. There's a lot of bridges up there too, and the bridges get icy before the road gets icy, and so yeah, just always checking that out. And we made it with no problems. Even though our truck ended up having this weird rumble in the front end of it, that is a layout for a whole nother day. And I think I'll probably end up doing that one maybe in the next couple days. So we'll see. So this is this packaging that was from these snowflakes. You can see those felt snowflakes that I have in the bottom right in the top left there. This gray piece is just a piece of packaging. I thought I'd bring some gray all the way up into this area to kind of play off of the gray snowflake that's in the bottom right. And I'm just using a lot of glue on these snowflakes, and because they were ornaments, there's a hole in the tip of one of them. I am strategically placing that tip so it is hanging off of the edge of the layout, and I can cut that off, and I'm liking how that's looking. While I do that, just wanted to remind you to go and check out what MK has going on her channel today. Using the same products. I'm curious to see which if she uses all three of the wood veneer pieces, or if she just divides it up like I am doing. We will have to see about that. And I am just writing a little bit of journaling about our trip. And that is it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you have any questions or comments, as always, leave those down below and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. I really appreciate you guys taking time to watch my channel today. I know there's a lot of options out there, and I feel very honored that you are spending some time with me today. So thank you for that. Hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this one, and if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe. And if you have left me a comment and I haven't responded, I will. I promise. I just sometimes takes me a few days to get back to you. So like I said, leave any questions or comments below and I will for sure respond as quickly as I can. Thank you so much for watching again, and I will see you guys again here tomorrow with another video for day number 23, which means we're almost done. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.